So guys, welcome back to our video. So if you haven't watched the part 1 of this video, please do so, because we are starting from number 5 to 1 top 2026 Christian movies. All right, so guys, if you haven't watched the part 1, I have the link in description. Kindly tap on it and watch the part 1. Now let's get into the video. All right, so with number 5, we are kicking things with Flywheel, the ignition of the soul. So guys, this movie, actually the original version came in the year 2003, all right, which was produced by the Kendrick brothers, and in 2026 they have released a sequel. We understand that, all right? So the story follows Jay Austen, a dishonest and used car salesman who has become comfortable cutting corners to make money. Believe that do whatever it takes to make money. All right, so that's Austen's philosophy. But when Jay begins to realize, his actions are affecting the people around him, his life starts to change. He is forced to confront his choices, the relationships, and most importantly his relationship with God, because he has been crooked almost all his life and trying to any means possible to make things happen. What begins as a story about struggling salesman becomes a powerful lesson about honesty, repentance, faith, and transformation. The movie is especially interesting because it connects to the early filmmaking that will produce films like Giant, Fireproof, and War Room. We understand. So when you are watching the 2026 version, if I've watched the 2003 version of the Flywheel, you will actually remember everything. So it's just like not really like a remake, but more like a continuation. So let's say part 2 of that. All right, so what happens when you stop trying to fix everything around you and allow God to start changing you? So basically that's like the theme of the movie. So that is it, or that is all it is about. It is a story about a man whose business needs changing, but whose heart needs more than a change. All right, so this is Flywheel at our number 5. So guys, on number 4 today we have Light of the World. So Light of the World is actually an animated movie. All right, so I thought to balance it. All right, so on number 4 today we have Light of the World. And what is the story about? So Light of the World is about the story of Jesus, but told through the lenses of Apostle John. All right, so one of the synoptic gospels. So it's not really like the Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the Luke that we know. All right, so the movie follows Jesus from the beginning of his ministry through his teachings and miracles all the way to his crucifixion and resurrection. But because the story is seen through the eyes of John, we get a personal look at how a man who walked alongside Jesus and witnessed some of his important moments, from calling his disciples to performing miracles. So like Jesus begins changing the lives of everyone around him, and John is there to witness them all. A man that Jesus loved so much. According to scriptures, Jesus loved John more than all the other disciples do, because it's according to history, John was the one who was closest to Jesus. All right, so the movie made about $5.2 million in the US and $5.6 million worldwide. But then what makes Light of the World special is that it represents one of the greatest story in the history from the perspective of someone who actually walked with Jesus. All right, so it is a story of friendship, faith, sacrifice, and resurrection. So this time you'll be seeing the story of Jesus Christ in a whole different scenario. Most of the times we don't watch the story of Jesus Christ from the lenses of John. Most times Matthew, Mark, and Luke. All right, so guys, this is worth watching. Check it out. So guys, on number 3 today we have Soul on Fire. So Soul on Fire. So this movie was actually released late 2025 into 2026, and it tells the story of John O'Leary. All right, so a young boy whose life changes forever after a devastating fire. So how did the fire happen? So at just 9 years old, John suffers burns over almost all his entire body and is given very little chance of survival. But John refuses to give up. With the help of his family, doctors, and friends, and unexpected connection with people around him, and all that, John gains the faith and believes that regardless of this situation, he can still come out. Alright, so the story follows his physical and emotional struggles as he learns to overcome the pain, fear, and doubt. But his biggest transformation isn't about surviving the fire, it's about discovering a purpose beyond what happened to him. Alright, so this is actually a real life story. Alright, so it is based on John Leary's real life story. So this movie is actually about resilience, faith, and finding hope after tragedy. All right, so most of the times things happen in our way and we don't see any way around it. All that we see is that it's the end of the road for us. This movie will encourage you. I highly recommend it. All right, so few things this movie is about. Sometimes surviving the fire is only the beginning, because the greatest transformation, guys, can happen after the flames are gone. Don't give up in the moment of the fire. All right, because the greater moment will come after the flames are gone. All right, so that is Fly Hero on our number 3 today.
Loving the life that you're living right now, not the life that you think you could have had or should have had. That's the whole deal right there.
Before we get into our number 1, if you have not subscribed, please do us a follow. We want to get to 10k subscribers by the end of the year, guys. Please give us a follow. All right, and let's grow together. Like the video and share if you can. All right, so on our number 1 today, we have The Unbreakable Boy. This is my favorite movie. All right, this is my favorite movie. So the movie was released as usual late back in 2025 into 2026. The Unbreakable Boy tells the story of Austin Leret, all right, a young boy living with autism and a rare brittle bone condition. But despite the challenges he faces, Austin has something that makes him stand out. And what is it? His incredible joy and positive outlook, in life. So the movie follows his father, Scott, who initially struggled to accept his son's condition and begin to see Austin as someone who needs to be fixed. You understand? So the father was really struggling to accept him that, this is my son, this is who he is. But Austin slowly changes the way his entire family sees life. All right, as the family faces difficult moments, Scott begins to understand that Austin isn't defined by what makes him different. He is defined by his strength, he is defined by his joy and unbreakable spirit. All right, so guys, the movie made about 6.4 million in the US and 7.5 million dollars worldwide. All right, so The Unbreakable Boy is ultimately a story about family, acceptance, faith, and discovering that sometimes the person that you think needs to be changed is actually the person changing you. Fake it, guys. Let me go over it once again. Sometimes the person that you think needs to be changed is actually the person changing you. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you in our next video. We are out.